Madam Secretary, I just have a very direct question for you. On the individual mandate penalty, is it a tax?
I am not a lawyer, so I'm not equipped to answer that question.
So when the OMB director stated before the House Budget Committee that the individual mandate penalty is not a tax, President Obama has publicly stated that it is not a tax, yet your legal briefs in the Supreme Court case in writing have submitted on your behalf, because you're a named defendant in that proceeding, the practical operation of the minimum coverage provision is as a tax law. Do you agree with your attorney's assertion to the Supreme Court that it is a tax provision?
I think it operates the same way a tax would operate, but it is not per se a tax.
You said there's no tax increases if people make under $250,000. If I make under $250,000 and I do not buy health insurance as I'm required to under the Affordable Health Care Act, is that a tax on me or is that not a tax on me?
Well, this is...
a moment ago you said there's no tax increase.
There aren't. There would be.
So that's not a tax.
No.
For us to say that you've got to take a responsibility to get health insurance is absolutely not a tax increase. What it's saying is that we're not going to have other people carrying your burdens for you.
Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Tax, a charge usually of money imposed by authority on persons or property for public purposes.
George, the fact that you looked up Merriam's dictionary, that the definition of tax increase indicates to me that you're stretching a little bit right now. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gone to the dictionary to check on the definition.
Well, no.
I mean, if what you're saying is...
I wanted to check for myself, but your critics say it is a tax increase.
My critics say everything's a tax increase. My critics say that I'm taking over every sector of the economy. You know that. Look, we can have a legitimate debate about whether or not we're going to have an individual mandate or not. But
you reject that it's a tax increase.
I absolutely reject that
word tax. What it says is penalty. Moreover, this is not in the Internal Revenue Code, but for purposes of collection. And so why is this a tax? And I know you point to certain sentences that talk about taxes within the code. And this is not attached to a tax. It is attached to a health care requirement.
In this case, I don't think you can separate the minimum coverage requirement from the penalty, because the penalty